Good morning, Phoenix, Arizona. Eric here with Pest Stuck Incorporated. First of all, I am broadcasting this from a permanently mounted hands-free device, so it's just like having a conversation with you here in the vehicle. So nobody please panic. So anyway, I want to talk to you today a little bit about subterranean termites. Subterranean termites are a species of termites that live in the soil. That's why they call them subterranean termites. They're underground. The colonies can be 5 to 15 feet deep in the soil. They can forge the length of a football field. And a mature colony here in Arizona is about 300,000 termites. It may seem like a huge number, but in actuality, our colonies are very small compared to the rest of our country. So, in other words, in Houston, Louisiana, Mississippi, their colonies can be 1 million to 15 million in size. A mature colony in the Gulf Coast can eat up to 1,000 pounds of wood a year. A mature colony here, which is about 300,000 termites, a lot less than what you might have in other parts of the country. A mature colony here eats about 20 pounds of wood a year, and that's spread out over a football field during their foraging area. So, what do you do about subterranean termites? What you do not do is you do not tent the house and fumigate it, like you might see for other species like drywood termites or dampwood termites. This type of treatment would do nothing for you because the colonies are underground, they're not in the house. So, what you have to do is a soil treatment. So you want to establish a perimeter around the house. So this is done by trenching the soil around the house, down drilling any detached patios, sidewalks, and the interior perimeter of the garage. Now that would be on a floating slab or a supported slab. So the other type of foundation we have is a post-tension slab. So post-tension homes are a monolithic pour. It's a solid pour, so there is no stem wall. So in order to treat a post-tension house, typically there's a stamp that says do not drill or core. Okay? So you cannot drill or core a post-tension house unless you were to know exactly where the cables were so you don't hit a cable. So most people will not drill a post-tension house because of the cables. It's kind of a risky thing to do. So how does it work? So when you put the chemical on the ground, basically, if you can picture a castle with a moat of water around it, you're establishing the same principle. You have a house with a termiticide moat around it, basically. So the termites get it on their bodies, and they eventually die. So are they repellents? No, they're not repellents. So even though you've been treated or a house has been treated, it's still possible they have termites because it can take them quite a while to die even when they come in contact with the termiticide. Do liquid termiticides kill termite colonies? I don't believe that they do. I've seen areas that have retreat after retreat after retreat with liquid barriers because I don't believe they kill the colonies. What does kill a termite colony? Such a always active baiting system is probably your best bet to kill a termite colony. It protects the Statue of Liberty, the White House, my old Kentucky home, Graceland, the Alamo, and many, many, many historic structures. So how does that work? So first of all, it's non-toxic. It has no caution warning or hazard label on it. So it's great for the environment. You're not dumping hundreds of gallons of termiticides into the ground. The way it works is the termites eat the bait, they take it back to the colony, and they feed the colony, and then the termite colony eventually collapses. How come they don't die before they get back to the colony like it would happen with a liquid treatment? Because the bait is a IGR, which stands for integrated growth regulator. So the way it kills the termites is keeps them from being able to molt. Hexafluoran, novafluoran, those are all very commonly used IGRs and baiting systems. So when the termite can't molt, it dies. So it doesn't die before it gets back to the colony, and it's able to do its job and feed all the other colony members and eventually have complete colony elimination. One bait station is enough to eliminate an entire colony, and this can be achieved in less than 30 days. So I'm a big fan of the bait stations. However, we do offer liquid termite treatments because a bait station is a superior product and it demands a superior price. But if it's your forever home or you have a large investment in a house, that's probably the best thing you can do for termites. So a lot of times I also hear, Eric, I only see one termite tube. I think I got them early. Well, that may be the case, but more often than not, it's not. Because you can have visible evidence of termites, but before you see visible evidence of termites, you could have had activity for over 2 years before you even saw visible evidence. So when you do see visible evidence, they're very rarely in just one place, because they forage like tree roots all over the place. They're constantly foraging, looking for food. So once they find the food, they eat it and they take it back to the colony. So how do they find my house? Let's say you live in a block home. I've done steel frame structures. I've done all cement buildings. How do they find this house, and why? What is there to eat? Well, termites are wired. They can't smell food. They can't smell wood. They don't have developed eyes, the workers or the soldiers. So without developed eyes and without the ability to smell wood, how do they find your house? Well, what they're attracted to is two things: cool temperatures and moisture. So if you think about it, a termite, it has a function in life. It's the janitor of the forest. So what it does is, its job in life is to break down the old and decaying wood in the forest, or in our case the desert, and eliminate it from the environment. So that's the termite's job in life. So the way they find the wood is through cool temperatures and moisture. So they know that when they find cool temperatures and moisture, that typically there's going to be wood somewhere nearby there. Because if you think about, underneath a tree is cool, damp, and moist compared to the surroundings of the soil around the outside of it. So this is what attracts them to your home. Your house has the same thermal shadow as that tree laying in the forest or the desert. It's that thermal shadow that attracts them to your house, whether it's concrete, block, wood frame, steel, doesn't matter. You still have the same thermal shadow as that tree laying in the forest. So that's how they find your house. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Our office number is 623-455-3215. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I wish everybody a very happy weekend, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye now.